See what we got here. Just making sure everything's up. Hey everybody, it's been a second. Oh heck yeah, Andrew. Andrew says he got some of the shorts that are on my store. I actually wear those every night. Freaking love them. Heck yeah, dude. I appreciate that so much. The support is huge for me. And I say that a lot, but I really mean it. The support is huge. So thank you for doing that. I hope you like them. I'm gonna let people trickle in here. $25. We're nearly at 75,000 subscribers. Man, it's just crazy. It's so crazy. Dominique, what's up? What's going on? Not much. I mean, well, a lot. That's a lie. Yeah, I'm doing a lot. I've got so many reviews coming out here pretty soon. It's going to be fun. I'm looking at my wall that I just got up here, and I've got a lot of builds that I'm excited to share. Yeah, thanks, Practical. Appreciate that. That number is bigger than 2. That is for sure. Jay, heck yeah, I agree. Can I show you the wall? So I actually will be sharing a whole video on it, actually. It's by Hold Up Displays. And they sent out some panels and everything to get me all set up. So I was really excited, actually, because before was just like I just felt like I had stuff everywhere. So now it's a lot more organized. But I will be showing it. If I take my camera off my tripod, it'll take me forever to get it back on. So sneak peek. Yeah, do you want a sneak peek? So this one's coming out a little bit later. Let me grab it. This is one that I'm really looking forward to. And it's actually the cover photo for the live. Let me see if I can focus that up. So this thing is just an absolute monster. But this whole setup was done by US Arms Co. in conjunction with Gunman. So they set this up really nice. It is their builder set. And then I pretty much took their builder set and built it out exactly how I wanted. So this thing's an absolute monster and it shoots so well. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. The AK build from Midwest Industries is actually going to be the next video, or the next like full build review. And that is getting Cerakoted right now by US Arms Co. So they're hooking me up with that. And I'm way stoked. So I don't know when it's coming back though. So as soon as it gets back, I'll be shooting that video. Picking up the Gen 5 19, 19X, and 45 at the end of the month. All 3. Right on. Can't go wrong with all 3. Jason, what kind of safe do you use to store all your rifles? Been following you a minute. Excited to see the recognition you deserve. They're all top notch. Thank you so much, dude. So I had to move everything into a room because it expanded so much. So I'm going to actually put a safe door into my gun room, which is where we're at right now in the studio. So I won't have a safe anymore. I'm going to have a safe room, and it's really secure. I'm going to bar the window. This wall is concrete. That's a double layer wall. And then this, I just put the panels on. And so good luck getting through there. And then this is also all in my basement. So there will be a safe door rather than a regular door there. And that's going in here pretty soon. I'm hoping to get it in soon. For now, I just have it bolted and locked like crazy. So no one's getting in. Also my security system, also if you can even get to my house. So good luck with all of that. If you know that. Anyway, I don't have a safe anymore. It'll be a safe room. If I was going to use a safe, like specifically a safe, I'd probably go with Liberty. They make some really good stuff. And then there's one other brand that I really like, but Liberty makes a good one. There's a guy on Instagram named Tam, and he's this Asian dude, has some like super aesthetic builds, and he has this white Liberty safe that I loved. It's super cool. So look up that guy. It's like Tam something on Instagram. John, is the build going to be on the site? You have such awesome detailed lists. Yeah, so this build is actually on the kit page right now. You can go check it out. You can see everything that I've put into it. And actually, as of right now, 70% of my builds are on the website, even the ones that I haven't published yet. The AK is not there yet, but it will be. So I'm working on that. Jesse James, what's up? Jay, an attractive rifle. Yeah, it is. The greens and the camel, that pattern that they went with. And also it's got my logo on it, which is like so sick. So we've got the moth on there. And I've also got a mag that's got the moth on there as well. So this is, I'm calling it the moth build. Really fun. Yeah, Dominique, do you have a bench set up that you do all your own work? Yeah, I do. So in this corner over here, you won't see it. Actually, I show it on my Patreon when I do my studio tour. That's outdated though. But I do have a workbench, and actually on the kit page of my website, by the way, it's the best way that you can support the channel, signing up for the kit page. That's where I link everything that I have. Like everything in this room that I'm looking at is on my kit page almost. And I have it linked on my kit page, all of my tools as well that I use to build all of these. So it's all there. And it's on the gunsmithing and tools page. I can't remember if that's what I named it, but it's got tools on it, so you'll know. Philip, do you have a background in a video production or editing? Yes, I do. Yeah. So my main job is wedding filmmaking. So I'm a wedding videographer. That's what I've been doing for the last 5 years, wedding photo and video. And I also, voice cracked right there. My friends my best friends for the last 5 years have been affiliated with Full-Time Filmmaker. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's an online video teaching course basically. And I just basically was able to learn from them and also learn how to like create courses and stuff like that. So that's where all of this lighting, audio, and everything else comes from. It's just basically learning from guys who have done it for a long time. Tyler, nothing better than getting a Gunman Live notification. It's really top notch. Hoping one day seeing with big gun tubers like Grantham. I love that. I love that so much. That'd be so fun. I want to take you guys with me. It'd be so fun. Jay, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Why? What rifle do I use for home defense? Yeah, it depends. And things have had to change recently because of the pistol brace rule. I used to use my 10-3 build that's actually on it right now, but because everything's kind of up in the air and I have everything posted online, I have to be really sensitive and careful because I have to take care of my family first. I can't go to prison. So I had to reconfigure a lot of things. As of right now, the 16-inch builds are like what I've been using. It's what I keep by my bed. and it's something that looks actually a lot like the Moth build that I'll be sharing one day. So yeah, can't go to prison. Do what's best for you guys. Don't let anyone talk you into, doing something silly. But it don't get me wrong, the rule's ridiculous. It's stupid. I don't agree with it. It's complete tyrannic infringements, but I have all my stuff posted. So if it actually becomes something where I could go to prison, you know, yeah, gotta take care of my family. JB, don't hate on the 40 SW. It's a powerful cartridge with high capacity. Yeah. 10 Fam Graham. Yep, that's him. That's the guy who has the Liberty Safe. Go check out his Instagram. Good stuff. Good builds too. Do you have an HK 416? I don't know why I asked that. No, I don't. I need to get into HK actually because they make some insanely cool stuff. I want to build out maybe an MP5 one day, and I don't know if it'll be HK, but it'll be something. Rock, have you ever tried the polymer vertical grips from rail scales? I find them a lot more forgiving than the Anchor. I'm sure they're lighter. I have not tried them out yet, but I actually do. I'm going to pick one up here pretty soon for a different build. So I think you're right. I think they're still really good. JC, do you have a good pistol AR rec for someone in Cali? All the cool stuff is banned here. My biggest recommendation is to move. And that's the worst. I know. I'm so sorry. There's just not a lot of good options. I mean, to be honest, because you have what, 10 round limit on like everything. I mean, bolt guns are kind of your friend at this point. I would look into Q, even though they're insanely expensive. You can get a really cool 300 blackout bolt gun and kit that thing out and make it look sweet. That could be a good option. And also the 43X MOS comes with a standard 10 round mag. So, and I love the 43X. So that's a great option. Oops, I skipped ahead there. Tyler, just want to say absolutely appreciate you, brother. Thanks for answering DMs too. It's awesome. Not many people like you. I appreciate that. I try to get back to DMs. I usually have 20 or 30 in the queue. So when I have some free time, I usually sit down and run through them, try to answer as many questions as I can because I love to help and hang out with the people who are supporting me. That's like, this has been the coolest thing. From the start, I wanted to be a part of a community, and I'm just grateful that you guys are sticking around, even though I upload sporadically. But yeah, I just appreciate you guys. So I try to make sure that you know that. So thank you guys. Yeah, can't wait for the AK video. I know, I'm stoked. So I've never been an AK guy, and I say that a lot, but after seeing what Midwest Industries did with their Alpha hardware, or whatever it's called, what's it called? Yeah, Alpha series stuff. I really like the look of it as well as the functionality. So it's growing on me, and I'm excited for that video too. Show it off. Just built out a BCM 16-inch Mark II upper. Love it. You cannot go wrong with BCM, man. I've been way converted over to their stuff. I mean, it's just super, super good. Cameron, thinking about moving to Utah. Any location recommendations? Go south before like Nephi area. Even in Nephi, that is just like open land. You're good to do whatever you want out there, and it's still close enough to not be inconvenient. If you want convenience and a little bit of land, then you can go to Payson, and it's beautiful over there. And you have all like the modern conveniences of like restaurants and everything like that. So looking to Payson or Nephi if you want more land. Good places. I live in the area. Chris, do you have a favorite or highly recommended LPVO? Yeah, I have used and loved Night Force, their attacker 1-8. It's just honestly the best. Like and most times it's going to cost more than your gun to get a good glass and a setup like that. So it's tough, Night Force is incredible, so you can't go wrong there. Swamp Fox actually makes a 1-10. I forgot the name of it, but it's pretty decent for the price point. And then there are a couple others, but I mean, the Strike Eagle, honestly, I know it gets some hate. I used it for a while and it worked fine for me. At this point, I'd probably buy a Swamp Fox over the Strike Eagle and spend a little bit more money. But yeah, I would say it's Strike Eagles like bottom tier, and then Swamp Fox, and then Night Force. And I'm sure there are some in between Swamp Fox and Night Force. But at that point, you might want to think about going with an EOTech with a flip up like this, because this gives you some really good range without having like a massive LPVO setup. And then also you can switch right to, you know, 1 power if you want. So, or not 1 power, but just EOTech power. So yeah, if you, but nothing wrong with LPVOs. So Adam, any AR-10 or SR-25 build in the works? No, I don't. I do want to build an AR-10 one day. I want to do it right though, and that's costs a lot of money to do it right. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. Also, gas tuning AR-10s is hard. You have to be really ammo specific with them. So there's just a lot of things that I don't really understand about them yet. And I just, you know, everything that I do is a learning process. So when I do it, when I get through the builds that I have already, then I'm definitely going to be looking into that because they're cool. Christian, which camera do you use for range day and B-roll? Yeah, it's usually either, it's almost always Canon. Actually, it's always Canon. And it's either the C70 or it's the R5, which is what you're viewing me on right now. This is the R5. And then sometimes it's the R5, most of the other times it's the C70. JC 13.7, this is the way. Yeah, 13.7 pin and weld. That is, it's not a bad option. No, yeah, I agree. Bruce, I live just in Idaho. Any chance we can meet up and train? I would love to. So Idaho is what, 6 hours? Depends on where you live. But I was actually just there recently. So yeah, I'd love to, man. It's tough to get and travel because I'm already doing that a lot. But I'm so down. I also want to do a range day and just schedule it and get like as many people can come out. I think that'd be super fun. Andrew, don't blame me for going with the rule. Freedom is everything. Yeah, and it's frustrating because it's not freedom to me. Like, I could go on and on. I like to state my stance. I do not agree with it. It should not be happening right now. But like, it's almost just like, what can you do? You know, and you know, you're looking at a lot of people on the internet and probably wondering like, oh, what are those guys doing and stuff like that. Honestly, probably what a lot of people are doing is complying. And that's frustrating to me because like I don't want to, but what do you do? You know? So that's why I think community is really important, first of all, because together we can really make some changes. I don't know if I have the power to do anything yet, but there are a lot of companies like Frack who are putting in the good fight lawfully and trying to figure that stuff out. There's at some point we're gonna have to figure something out, but I don't want to incriminate myself in any way on the internet. So, yep, sucks. Glocks and coffee. What are your thoughts on the 2011 platform Staccato? Owner here and loving it. Yeah, I definitely want to get into the 2011 series. If I do, actually, I am planning on reviewing a Sandhawk here pretty soon by Nighthawk, and those guys make some very expensive, crazy guns. Nothing wrong with Staccato either. I'd love to try one of those out one day. So yeah, maybe I'll have to get in touch with them and they'll send one over. That'd be sweet. Andrew, your videos and builds are both very high quality. Would you ever do a high quality video on a lower quality budget build? Yeah. So actually, I'm going to mix. I had that video idea for a while and I've been trying to build one out like around or under $1,500 and actually did build one well, on paper, out for under $1,500, and it's a solid build. So at some point, I'm going to build that in real life, show you guys what I chose and why. But in the meantime, if you don't want to wait a couple weeks or however long it takes me to do that, Midwest Industries again has a gun called the Night Fighter. I think it's called the Night Fighter, and it's just their standard AR with all of their stuff and their build, and it is a freaking awesome gun. I've been shooting it for the last couple of weeks, maybe more than that, and it's excellent. So if you're looking for a $1,500 gun that works, runs really well, and has Midwest Industries like style to it, then that is a fantastic option. And I will be reviewing it here pretty soon, so you can see it in action and everything like that. Let's see. Justin, thoughts on Vortex Pistol red dots? Yeah, I was looking into them for a little. I noticed that they were starting to have or people were just bringing to attention a lot of issues with them. I'd almost rather stay with Hollow Sun at this point for now, until Vortex kind of fixes some of the issues that they were having. So yeah, I don't think they're bad, but I think that they need some work for the price, especially. James, how long did it take you to get into what you do? So that's a good question. My life is weird, man. I just like fall into things and it like tends to work out. I also put in crazy amount of hours into like a lot of things that I do. So starting out as a videographer, I mean, I've been doing that for the last 5 years, and starting, I would say 2 years ago, maybe 3, something like that. It was probably 2 years ago. That's when I started actually getting into guns. I mean, the channel over the last year only is when I really started to get into it. But the amount of time I've dumped into like learning about this stuff is crazy. It's like, it's all I think about. So yeah, it took a while. Let's just say 3 years on the long end, but 5, maybe 6 to learn how to do like all of this stuff. But if you have a good mentor, then you can really learn anything in a really quick timeline. And yeah, save up some money, invest in yourself, buy gear that you know you need, like proper camera setups and stuff like that, and you can get into it too. Lewis, love your video. Thank you, man. Tyler just picked up. I just picked up from Midwest, dude. Great brand, very well made. I totally agree. Midwest Industries, I've been working with them for the last like, I don't know, year and a half or something like that. Every product I review from them, I'm just constantly impressed. So that's why I keep reviewing them. I really like their stuff. Their handguards are fantastic. This whole build that I was just talking about, it's amazing. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff. They make some great stuff. Aesthetic too. It's like definitely my style. Jesse, you need to check out QVO's video on scope switch. Extensive, but looks awesome for scoped weapons. Is that the thing that sits along the handguard and you push it back and forth and that rocks the zoom? I think I did see that. It looked really interesting. I didn't look past, or I didn't look further than maybe their advertisement video, but it looked interesting. Bought a 43X recently and upgraded it based on your recommendations. Heck yeah, dude. I hope you like it. I really like mine. So, and actually, I'm building out. So I just made some adjustments to my current 43X MOS setup, and I'm building out another one that I'm really excited for. So, and that one is going to have the arc slide on it, which is the, if you follow me on Instagram, I repost arc divisions, like handgun slides all the time. I think personally they're one of the most aesthetic out there for like a whole package, being able to like buy a whole package slide. Definitely the most aesthetic and a great price as well. So yeah, that I'm really excited for that build. It's going to be a good one. Mr. Frost, how many soon to be felons we get in the house? Yeah, probably quite a bit, man. Probably quite a bit. Yeah, hopefully you guys don't have all of your stuff posted on the internet for all the feds to watch and yeah, they know exactly where you live and everything like that. Isn't that great? Just keep it off the internet and do whatever you want. That's what I think. But not incriminating myself. I'm going to follow the rules. Yeah. Tyler, I think the real test is for you to build out a high point pistol. Let's see what kind of talent you got. Oh man. Yeah, that would really push me to my limits, I think. You know what? I might actually do it. But that wouldn't that be kind of funny? Or like build out some type of like a Taurus or something like that. Yeah, that could be pretty funny. JC, Vortex Viper, or Razor. There you go. Yep, those are two great options that are under Night Force's LPVO. Yep, the Vortex Razor is fantastic. JC, man, that rifle's so sick. I agree. US Arms Co. Can't wait for this video. They are the channel sponsor, by the way. Go and check them out. You can get 15% off on their website using Gunman15. And I always shout them out because I love their stuff and they have hooked me up so much and helped me build the channel. So thank you, US Arms Co. Good guys, too, like genuinely good guys. Andrew, would you recommend building your own AR or going with something like a BCM? It depends on your experience level within the realm of firearms. If you're just beginning, there is nothing wrong with you going and buying a BCM. And actually, I think I would recommend that. Or like the Midwest Industries Night Fighter, just buy like something that's good so you can understand the functionality of the firearm. That at that point, you can just take it apart and upgrade things as you go. So I don't think that's a bad option at all. That's actually, well, my brother was already into building guns, so I did build out my first one with his help. But that's because I had someone who knew what they were doing. So yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, go and buy one, learn it, figure out all the parts and upgrade it, and then build maybe your second one. I think that's a good option. But do whatever you want. Americruise, are you affiliated with Sharps Rifle Company? No, but I did just make a video for them. So if you saw their advertisement or something like that, they contracted me to make a video for them. So I'm not affiliated with them at all. I use and love their bolt carrier groups. And that's pretty much the extent of it. I've reached out to them a ton of times. And every time I'm doing a new build, I'm pretty much just like, please send me a bolt carrier group because I love them so much. And if I'm being honest, like if they weren't sending them, I'd be buying them because I just think they're that good. So I'm super grateful to them, though. They have been awesome and super good guys there as well. And they make great stuff that I actually use and love. I don't know how to read that one, but do you prefer those stoppers on the handguard versus a vert or angled? Sorry, not sure what they're called. Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a hand stop. And so I would say yes, but it's dependent. So this build itself is like really heavy. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm probably going to put on a different suppressor. I'm going to try and talk to Silencer Co., maybe get one of their K series and throw that on instead of the 36M. 36M is super heavy. I think it's great for like distance builds or stuff like that. Maybe something with a bipod. But for this setup, I think in some ways I would have went lighter. And that does sometimes mean removing a hand stop or the, really heavy anchor and stuff like that. Sorry, I was pointing at it, but it's not on the screen. Right there. So I do like vertical foregrips. The only problem is generally when I run a light, I C-clamp to keep my thumb on the pressure pad. So I don't end up holding the vertical grip. I generally end up holding the entire handguard and C-clamping so I can keep my thumb on the pressure pad, which is where hand stops and angled foregrips work really well for me. So that's the only reason why I usually use those over vertical foregrips. If it's a short build and I was building an SBR, then I think I would definitely run a vertical foregrip on there. Super comfortable to be able to pull that into your shoulder. And sometimes this angle at a closer distance is a lot more uncomfortable than extending your arm out fully. So shorter builds, vert all the way, yeah, other way, probably angled. Ninja King, where are you based out of? I am like 30 minutes south of Salt Lake City. So I'm in Utah. Yeah, love Utah. JC, I heard I'm answering all your questions, and I'm like, wait, did I ask that question? Sorry, skipping ahead. EK, thoughts on the Panzer M4 clone of the Benelli? Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to look that up. I will look that up. Adam, vet here and currently Denver PD. I gotta say your builds are great, and my patrol rifle mirrors your 16-inch, which I've had to use in multiple situations. Dang. Thanks for the information and videos. Absolutely. Dang. Well, first of all, thanks for being out there and doing work that a lot of people aren't willing to do. And second of all, I'm glad that I can help, and in any way, even if that means you just taking a little bit of inspiration from some of the stuff that I have on my builds. I hope it works good for you, and I hope that you're successful in every encounter that you have. Keep fighting the good fight, fight evil. Good job, man. Thank you. EEB, is the proof research carbon fiber barrel worth it? Ooh, I don't know. Whenever I see like Christensen Arms or like Proof Research coming out with a carbon barrel, I mean, it's probably fine, or else they wouldn't be selling it and they wouldn't be dumping so much research and money and time into it. But nothing to me just beats a hammer forged BCM barrel, you know, something that's tested, proven, battle ready. When I see carbon fiber stuff, I'm just like, can I throw it off a cliff and will it still work? You know what I mean? So even in this build, that's what I put a hammer forged BCM barrel in here, and this thing is just amazing. It's super heavy, and that's the pros and cons, you know. But I feel like I could throw this down a hill and it's still gonna run. Dad, when's the next video coming out? So actually, it should be here pretty soon. I'm just editing it now. I've got 2 little videos before the full AK review, and the 2 little videos are going to be Galco, which is going to be their over-the-shoulder harness setup that I've been using when I like go to church or when I have to wear a suit jacket. So it's the over-the-shoulder harness setup, and the other one's going to be the EPS carry versus the Holosun 507K. Sorry, I got confused in my mind there. Yeah, EPS versus 507K. And it's really just like my quick thoughts on which one I recommend and which one I've been using lately. So those 2 videos will be coming out here as soon as I finish editing them. Editing is my biggest bottleneck, so still working on that. Jay Scott, ever plan on doing a budget build? Yeah. So yeah, I talked about that. But yes, you can look back. It was like 10, 15 minutes ago. I will be doing a budget build. Bryce, what do you think will happen with the pistol brace rule? I've heard a lot of things. It sounds like not interested in pushing anything through for the benefit of the people. It sounds like the debt ceiling is the biggest issue right now that they are working on. So what I think is going to happen is close or similar to what happened with bump stocks. It's going to be banned for now. And there's going to be a compliance period where everyone's still fighting against it. And then maybe in a year, hopefully less, gosh, I hope less, it's going to be overturned because we'll actually have our heads on straight and people will be more willing to fight when we aren't at the like collapse of the financial institutions. So unfortunately, it doesn't look good for us. That's just my opinion. I don't really know. You know, it could be totally different. If you follow this guy named Armed Scholar, he's been keeping everyone up to date on the pistol brace stuff, and he does a great job of articulating everything, and he's an actual lawyer. So he's able to break down what everything's, you know, like this science behind it all. So I think that you should just do what is best for you. And generally what that means is don't post stuff on the internet, and do what you feel like is right. That's what I advocate for. Billy, greetings from Japan. What? No way. Dude, how am I getting out to Japan? That is crazy. Hey, thanks for being here, dude. Appreciate that. Ferris, what are your thoughts on those Holosun Aimpoint clones? Oh yeah. Um, so I appreciate Holosun for putting out like cool technology within a more friendly price point. I still recommend going with reputable. Well, I mean, Holosun's reputable, but like American-made reputable brands. They still make the better product, in my opinion. So, I mean, but you can't. I mean, it's tough in a lot of ways. Like, I would choose Holosun in some cases over a Trijicon, but it's all budget based. So most of the time, though, I'm going to go with the more expensive option that I know is going to work forever, that I know I can throw at the ground and it's not going to break. So yes and no to your questions. Good, bad. Where are my Discord people at? What's up, Rhino? How you doing, bro? Oh yeah, we have a good time in the Discord chat. So if you join Patreon, you get access to Discord. It's in the $10 and $20 tiers. There's two of them. $10 is the legendary one, and then the LBAF is for my other guys. And yeah, we have a good time. I help out with builds and whatever else they need. I try to get in there as much as I can. So that's Patreon. Michael, any Glock 45 updates? Yes. Actually, I'm building out 2 right now and switching up some stuff on my original Glock 45. It's actually changed quite a bit. And then I'm building out another Glock 45, and I was going to do a head-to-head, kind of like a Gucci version, not Gucci, but like kind of Gucci, and then versus my old one and which I recommend and why. So that's another video that I have coming out here pretty soon. Alex just got Flat Dark Earth Obsidian 9, looking for a gun to put it on, and I'm thinking about an APC 9. What are your thoughts on this? Totally agree. Dude, yes, do it. APC 9s are sick. I've wanted to build one out for a long time. I just don't have the budget for it yet, but I will at some point. I'm definitely going to do it. And yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be way sick. Do it. Send me a DM. I want to see what it looks like. Dad, been waiting on the arc slide for the 45. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be way cool. Dad, did you get a red dot for the 45 yet? If so, who's you going to go with for slide work? Get a red dot for the 45 yet? Yeah, so I do have a red dot on my Glock 45. It is a Trijicon RMR. It's the 3.25 dot, and I love it. It's a great dot. And I thought that I had showed that, but maybe I didn't. So that's probably one of the upgrades I'll be sharing at some point. Yeah, I like it a lot. Andrew Geisley versus Daniel Defense. Ugh. Honestly, I feel like they're within the same tier level. Like, I both feel like they're very brand driven. So you buy Daniel because, like, yeah, it's a Daniel, you know? And you buy Geisley because they both make great stuff. That's true, but there are a lot of good options out there, to be honest. Lots of good options for lots of good price points. So Geisley's great. I use a lot of their stuff. I pretty much don't use anything from Daniel, though. So, because I think it's mostly brand driven. Caleb, thoughts on the scope switch that just came out? Oh, is that the thing that you were talking about before, or the other comment? Probably. Don't know a lot about it. Haven't researched it past watching the video. If it's like the slider thing, if that's what you're talking about. So, yeah, I'll do some more research. Brandon, any thoughts on Caniks? Thinking about getting one. Whenever I see a Canik, it just reminds me of a competition gun. And then it also reminds me of like a wannabe CZ, but I don't know a lot about them. So I could be totally wrong. They look really comfortable to shoot. I've never shot one personally. I think I would buy a CZ if you like that style over a Canik. That's just my opinion. So I don't know very well on either side. So maybe I'm going to have to build them out and then I'll let you know. Yeah. Maybe go rent one and see what you think. Let me know. I'm curious. Jesse, I ordered a BCM CAG hand stop for my 16. Simple enough. Heck yeah, can't go wrong, dude. Max, love the 43X build. Want to do something like it with a different pistol. Love your content, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Max. Appreciate it. Yeah, the cool thing about the 43X setup is like you can take the style and transfer it through different handguns. So yeah, do it, man. Nick, can I ask what got you into firearms? What inspires you to make content about it? Yeah, that's a great question. So it was a couple years ago. I mean, obviously, we went through like a worldwide thing that was really hard for everybody. But really, what it came down to for me was like just utilizing personal responsibility and wanting to be more self sufficient. I'm a scenarioist. So if I'm at a store or something, you know, maybe it's just a guy's brain, but you're just like, what am I going to do in what situation? And then in my mind, I'm like, I want to be as prepared as possible just for whatever could happen. Even though I live in a really safe place, relatively, I'm like, you never know. And I just didn't want to be the person who didn't have what they needed to take care of themselves or their family. Life matters a lot to me. Protecting it matters a lot to me, and especially innocent life. I think both those things are really precious. I care deeply for the people that I'm around and for the relationships that I'm associated with. So it just made sense to learn how to utilize how to protect those. And I don't know. I try to stay away from the news, the fear mongering, all of those things, and just do it for yourself. So in my brain, I was just like, I'm just going to be a prepared guy. So I started carrying a handgun, and that's when I started to train with it. My brother is a highway patrol guy, so he trains a lot with his handguns and guns in general. And we started training together. And at that point, I was like, dang, this is really fun. I started building out ARs. And I think that's the tinkering part of it, like being able to build a gun and have it work, and being able to customize it to myself. Like a lot of that just was really fun for me. And I was already into film and stuff like that, so I just combined the two. And you guys, I mean, in general, have really motivated me to keep going. At first, it was just me sharing my thoughts on different things. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, and then came out of nowhere. So you guys have been awesome, and you've really motivated me to like build the channel into what it is. And so I combined a passion, and you guys pushed it. So all of that, yeah. Sunfish, do you prepare uppers with or with? Oh, do I prefer uppers with or without forward assist? For whatever reason, call me old school. I like the forward assist, and I have never used one in my entire life. Never had to use a forward assist to unjam anything or push it forward. But I personally like it. So it's staying on all the builds that I can. If there's forward assist, I don't mind it at all. I actually prefer it. I think it looks better. LX As someone who lives in a country that's incredibly restrictive towards firearm ownership, do you think training with airsoft replicas could supplement plinking with real thing? Yeah, I actually do. T-Rex Arms made a whole video on this where they brought a guy who had only trained airsoft and gave him real firearms, and he was as fast, if not in the same level of Lucas. So it was just wild, like to watch. I gotta find that video. Go look up it on YouTube. Just type in airsoft conversion to real guns, T-Rex Arms. It'll pop right up. Fantastic video. So yes, do it. I've been carrying the 2MOA green EPS carry on my 365 XL. Dropped it once on concrete from waist height. No issues. Heck yeah, dude. I was a little worried about the EPS carry having two pieces of glass because that's just more glass to worry about. But a lot of people are saying that it's a good, strong housing. So I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to drop my stuff on the ground just to show, but I'm glad it's working. I have the green dot as well. I like it. Also, greetings from the UK. Oh, heck yeah. That was the guy talking about airsoft. So, heck yeah, man. Thanks for being here. Nate's Workshop. Love your channel. Thank you. Andrew, how do you feel about Noveske? Have you checked out their new chainsaw? I have not, but I really like Noveske. If I'm going to build out a 9mm, I guess I can't for the time being unless I SBR it, but like a 9mm SBR, it'd definitely be from Noveske. They make some great, cool looking stuff, reliable stuff. Let's see. I want a SIG-X macro so bad, but I can't in Cali. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're not missing out that much. I've heard pros and cons about the SIG X macro. I mean, a lot of good stuff though. So maybe yeah. But yeah, sorry, man. California. Krishna, you interested in the new M17 Optic? Dang man, you guys are presenting a lot of stuff that I feel like I'm out of the loop. M17 Optic, I haven't looked it up, so I'm gonna have to look that one up too. Sorry. All right. Looking at the new Shadow System CR920P. Geez, you looking at the Shadow Systems? Oh, okay. Shadow Systems for me, my buddy just bought one. Landon, shout out. He loves it. I think he does. I I feel like I'd rather just build a Glock myself and like let Shadow Systems be because they're really expensive and you get a lot of great stuff inside their package, but it's almost like you buy Shadow Systems because you love the slide serrations or like you don't really, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just gonna monologue for a while on that, but I'm not super interested in Shadow. I think they're cool, but 230. Hey man, thoughts on just keeping the brace on and saying F to the alphabet boys? I think that you should do whatever is right for you. And again, if you don't post it on the internet, they are not going to come to your house because there are 40 million of these things out there. There's just no way. So, and if you do come, they go to your house, you're just like, no, I don't have one of those. Just kidding. I have no idea what that situation would look like. Personally, do what is best for you. And without incriminating myself at all, do what's best for you. You know what I mean? Like, just, yeah. All right. Rhino, I don't know, man. Caniks are great out of the box. Yeah, I'm sure they are actually. And that's what I said. I don't know a lot about them, but maybe I do need to build one out just so I can have a more rounded opinion. Yeah, I don't think they look bad or anything like that. I think they're kind of cool. Tyler, can you talk about buffer weights and how to choose what tests to run on the weapon? Yeah, that's a great question. So 16 inches and above is almost always H1 for me. If I'm going under 16 inches, so like 14 inches and so 14 to like 10 is H2 for me, is what I usually choose. And this all depends on gas timing and everything like that, if you have an adjustable gas block or not. Under a 10.5-inch build, I will either do an H2, which works a lot of the time, or an H3. So like a 7.5-inch build, depending on what caliper you're using, like 300 Blackout versus 5.56. H3 generally works better for shorter builds. And the reason why that is because you're trying to slow down the bolt carrier group. And the way that you do that is using a heavier weight. Heavier weight equals slower back and forth movement. A light buffer will move back very quickly, very forcefully. So if you put an H1 in a short build, it's going to be a very violent action because it takes almost nothing to push that buffer weight back into your spring. And so that's what it's doing. That's the mechanics of it. So when you have a 16-inch rifle, obviously the force needed is less because your powder is burning up throughout the barrel and everything like that. It's a less forceful, violent action within the upper receiver. So H1 XT, H1 for 16-inch, 14.5 to 10.5 is H2 generally, and then under that is usually an H2 or an H3 depending on your gas tuning. That's what I do, and that's worked really well for me. Hopefully all that makes sense. I count as a blob. Hey man, just got here. Good build channel, helps out a lot. Glad it's growing. Yeah, thanks man, appreciate that. I've used Ford Assist on my Army Rangers. Heck yeah. Yeah, so I mean, they're there for a reason, right? Let's see. Civilian Arms, love your builds. Thank you, bro. Krishna, when you pick rifle lights, how do you go about choosing in terms of lumens, candela? Do you go for higher output or on longer length rifles? So, yeah, this depends, and I've learned a bit more as I've built out guns, but it also depends on if you're like building the light completely yourself from like the body, the head, the switch, um, or if you're buying like a complete light setup. So, uh, candela matters more than lumens, is what I found out. Candela is the actual brightness and the distance that you're able to throw the light. So I always go for higher candela lights, and it depends if I'm using a precision rifle. So if I'm trying to shoot longer distances or like 16 inches and above, I'm going to use a tighter beam. So the throw is further and it's more precise on my target, if that makes sense. So more precise beam for longer barrels, and then I use like more flood version lights on shorter barrels. And then you can get a hybrid of the two, which Mod Light makes a really good head for that. Their Legacy, it's not their Flood version, which is fantastic for short builds, but it's their Legacy enhanced, not Flood, whatever the other one's called. And it's got a tight beam plus the semi flood, and it's really great. I have really, really loved cloud defensive lights lately. I'm trying out the Rain 3, fantastic light option. They are just awesome, really, really good. And the technology behind within the light, I mean, it's just great. So can't go wrong with cloud. Or if you build one out, I really loved. Oh man, is it called the Arasaka? Geez, I hope I'm not just saying random things. Arasaka, Mod Light, and Surefire switches and Mod Light buttons are usually what I use. But you can find all that stuff on the kit page. I link all those. So. Let's see. Sorry, I missed. Okay, here we are. Ethan, what do you think about fin grips? Speaking of Cali. Oh, yeah, I don't know about those. I honestly haven't looked into like any California compliance stuff, mostly because I don't have to. So, um, yeah, and I don't want to modify my guns to make them work less well for me. So I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I would just, if I lived in California, I'd probably just build bolt guns, to be honest, or some cool stuff like that. Zale, any favorite portable street targets to train out in the desert with? Steel. Sorry, street. I'm dyslexic. Uh, portable steel targets. Yes, Red Eye Targets makes an incredibly good steel portable target. Folds up. The whole thing fits into like this little carry package. I actually have a video on my channel. Go check that out. Fantastic. I've used them even after the video. I've shot the crap out of them, and they're amazing. So yes, go check those out. Huge. Caleb, which build do you think is best if someone is just starting out in the firearms, out in the world of firearms, are and AR specifically? Sorry. So which firearm, which build do you think is best? So if it were me, I would build out a 16-inch AR as my first gun. And you can either build it or you can buy it. You can go with a BCM or again, the Midwest Industries Night Fighter that I've been talking about. Both those options, relatively inexpensive. You can get a great 16-inch build. Great things about 16-inch builds is depending on where you live, you're not worrying about complying with any dumb rule that the ATF feels like is justified. So you can put vertical foregrips, stocks, you can do whatever you want to it. Plus you have a ballistic advantage. It's just a great starter weapon for you to be able to train with. So all pros, yes, it's longer. Yes, it's harder to maneuver. It's not a CQB weapon, but you get a lot of you get a battle ready gun, essentially. So I don't think there's anything wrong with buying a 16-inch AR for your first weapon if you're just getting into the world. And then I would look into handguns, but honestly, if it were me, first thing, build an AR. They are multi-purpose. You can use them for fighting tyranny, hunting, and home invasion, anything. You can use them for anything. So protecting innocent life, mostly. Yes. So yeah, go with an AR. Slow-mo, you should give a SOLGW rifle a spin. I have a 13.7 M89 that I swapped for a Geisley SD combat trigger on. The thing is a sewing machine. That's awesome. Sons of Liberty Gunworks, huh? So I talked to them at SHOT Show, and they seemed like really cool guys. And actually, they beat their rifles to crap, don't they? They, from what I've seen, they are very reliable. So I think I should. Maybe I will look into that. Thanks for the recommendation. I like that. Bearded, hey brother, literally copied your 43X. The only thing I have different is the slide. I purchased the Clint Corbin slide with cuts. I don't know. If I didn't live in Cali, I would have a suppressor as well. Nice. Yeah, dude, that's sweet. I need to look up the Clint Corbin slide. Sounds cool. I'm not a big serrations guy, or not serrations, but like window cuts. I really don't like windows on my handguns. I think they just let dust in and make things dirty. It instantly becomes a nightstand gun for me. So not like a carry gun. Except for the arc slide. I wish that they would make one without windows, especially on the 43X. But I love that slide so much, I just have to deal with it. So maybe it'll change my mind. We'll see. Ethan, I have a 16-inch. I should put an H1 in it. Yeah. If you have a 16-inch AR, then I would put an H1 in it. That should work really well for you. And if that doesn't work, which it will, but if it doesn't, adjustable gas block with an H2. Actually, adjustable gas block with an H1 first. Gas tune it as perfectly as you can. If that still doesn't work, it could be a multitude of problems, but try an H2. But H1 should definitely work. Amen. Have you heard of HM Defense Monoblock Barrels? The gas block is machined into the barrel. You can order them coated from lead and steel, both Ohio companies. No, I have not. That is interesting. I have not heard of that. I wonder if I'd like that or not. I feel like the biggest annoyance of building guns is trying to pin and center gas blocks. So I don't know. Maybe that could be pretty cool. That's actually why I love X2's build so much, is because they did a lot of things to just make lining up gas blocks so much easier. So that's what I like a lot about their guns. But that's sweet. Bearded, love the Ranger wrap on the UPS carry and put it on the TLR7 sub. I didn't know they made it for that. Cool. I'm going to look that up. The holster you recommend is legit also. Thanks for all the advice. Heck yeah, dude. For sure. The Crispy Kid, any background on the butterfly? Yeah. So, it's actually not a butterfly. It's a moth. No big deal. They look the same. And yes, I'm going to make a whole video on this, actually, just explaining why I chose a moth. Just a quick overview, though. In general, moths symbolize seekers of light. And in my life, I have always been someone who seeks after truth and is, I don't know, a light seeker, I guess I would say. And it has some symbolism towards my wife as well. She's a huge supporter for me, especially helping me like build out this channel. So, and also it just shows the body of the moth is a 5.56 cartridge, or I guess a round. And it just symbolizes a lot of like what I'm willing to fight for, fighting for truth, and stuff like that. So I'll make our video articulating all of that better. That was just a blob, but yeah, that's what it has to do with. The El Tor A5 systems are the way to go. Oh yeah, I got to look into that. Bo, thoughts on metal frame hammer fired handguns, SIG P226, CZ75, etc. What experience do you have with them, and do you have any preferences or thoughts? I carry a P229. Love your content. Keep it up. Thank you, dude. Yeah, metal frame hammer fired stuff. The only like real experience I have with those are just 1911s, and I love them. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with the P20 P226s, CZs a little bit. I wouldn't say that I dislike them. I think they're cool, and I just need more time with them on the range. But I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Hammer fried stuff is sweet. It's almost nice as a visual confirmation to know that you're locked and loaded. And generally, they come with thumb safeties like the 1911 style that I really like. So super secure and good. I don't think there's anything wrong with carrying that gun. I think that's great. Amish mobster. Nice. What do you run for comms? That is a great question. As of right now, I do not have a good comm setup. It's something that I've actually been working on. Um, Shoot. So there's an Instagram page called Comms and Logistics. And I always shout them out whenever someone asks about comms because they have some incredible information on them. So look up comms and logistics on Instagram, and they can put you in a really good direction. I don't know if I recommend Baofeng because there are pros and cons to those. They aren't the most reliable. I do have some on my, they're not on the kit page yet. Yes, they are. They're on the kit page, and they are on the 72-hour kit page. Page. And scroll down, they're like towards the bottom, but I have 3 linked. One of them is a Baofeng, and then the other 2 are much higher quality radios that are still within like friendly budget, not super friendly, but like within $500 to $700, which is a lot, yes, but you get way, way, way better stuff. So go ahead and check that out. If you have more questions on that, send me DM. I will try to direct you in a better way. Logan, yo, please. Pleasure to connect from Utah. What did you think of the event? Logan, you're the man. Utah is always funny for me. I always walk in thinking, like, I wonder who I'm gonna see, and it's always just a good time. So, oh, I wasn't there for very long. I was there for like maybe less than an hour, but always a good time to see the people there. I didn't shoot any guns. I usually just go to hang out with the people that I work with. I was happy to see Gun Butter guys. Both the Masons were there, just great guys. And Silencer Co. I always talk to them. And JK Armament, I always go over and chat with them. Just a lot of good people, good companies. Hardhead Veterans, I was in touch with. I'm hoping to be able to work with them pretty soon. Maybe I'll get a bump helmet set up. So yeah, it was a good time. 230 bought lifetime access to the kit page. Well worth it. Thank you. I try to tell people, I'm like, it is. I spent so much time putting that thing together. So I'm really grateful if you support me in that way. It's huge. Krishna, thanks for the light tips. It's been 8 months since your last summer EDC vid. Do you plan on making another for this year? Yes. And yet, yeah, I do. Mostly because the 43X has changed. But it's funny, I'm just a creature of habit, man. Like I carry a lot of the same stuff that I did before. And I think that's actually a good thing though, because then you can see, oh, you've used this for the last year and you still use it. So you'll get to see how honest and true my opinions are, because a lot of the stuff is the exact same. So, and I still recommend it. It's still good stuff. My Olight has not blown my leg off yet. So I guess we'll find out if it does later. Yeah, happy to help with the light stuff though. G Style. Hey guy, hope you've been well. Do you have any revolvers in your collection? If so, what manufacturers and calibers do you like? I actually don't have any Revolvers. I was taught from a very early age that I just didn't like revolvers. They freaked me out. And that could just be bad experiences from childhood. But also, the only ones that I've ever shot recently were just like the little mini ones. And those are just like scary to shoot in general because you just can't get a good grip on it. I hate small grip stuff. So, but actually, I've been looking into building out. Oh no, I forgot the name. The Daniel Accord has a black one, and his Instagram name's the Daniel Accord. I hope that's correct. And he has this black one that I'm like, that actually looks really fun to shoot. And I don't know what caliber it is either. I'm sorry, useless information, useless. Look up the Daniel Accord. It'll be close to that because that's what I saw, and I was like, hey, I actually might like that. So yeah, look up his stuff. Sean Walker dropping by to say what's up. I'll catch the full length tomorrow. Great listening while at work. Heck yeah, man. What 7.5 handguard would you suggest since the Aeronox is discontinued? Yes, the worst, man. I wish that he would bring that back because I've had that question so many times. The next best thing and what I recommend is Midwest Industries. 9 out of 10 times they have the correct length that you need, and also in their slim or quad rail options. So, sorry, I don't think you can go wrong with Midwest Industries. I have both. I love both. Their quad rail, their 7-inch quad rail. Like if you want to build out an awesome short gun, 7-inch quad rail all day. I've been not incriminating myself, and I think they're awesome. I think they are awesome. Slow-mo. I used to be really into handguns, but the channel changed when I got, but the hat changed when I got into ARs. Yeah, for sure, dude. ARs are the way to go. They're awesome. Logan, also let's go shoot some distance. Just got one half of my 7.62 Huxworks cans approved this past week. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, let's go. I need pointers and tips. If you watch the ARX video, then you know how bad I suck at shooting long range. I mean, past 400 yards. I feel like I'm trash. So I'd be happy to learn. The light fighter guys or X2 Dev Group, they were going to set me up with a whole training session, and I was going to post the whole video teaching you guys specifics on how to do long range shooting. And I have an insane, awesome special guest that we're going to bring on, and he's going to teach me how to shoot long range. So that will be coming at some point. Very excited for that. But yes, I would love to shoot long range with you. Any tips that I can get, I am open to. The point is to get better. So I am open to that. Tis Ben, what's that grip on the AR in the thumbnail? Yes, this guy right here. Sorry, I'm all sniffly. That foregrip right there is the Railscales anchor, and then the hand stop that's in front of it is also by Railscales. So I've used these, loved these for years. I think they're totally awesome, and highly recommend them. They are heavy, they are full metal, but they are strong and very aesthetic. So that is what I use. Railscales anchor is the name. Fiez, can you do a basic video on firearms like ballistics, gun parts, how they impact the firearms performance? New to firearms. That is a great idea. And something that I should absolutely do. I'm not expert in any of those things, but I've been shooting long enough that I generally understand those things, and probably in a good enough way that I could explain it to someone who hasn't done it before, especially if I script it out. So I will get on that. That'd be a great video. Krishna, which 123A batteries have you found the best? I think the Surefire high drain batteries are the only ones that last long enough. Yes, I love Surefire's 123A batteries, especially the rechargeable ones. I have those linked on my kit page. I think that those are what I generally use. So can't go wrong with those. I do recommend them. I know that Streamlight has a 123A battery, and those are also good. So Streamlight, Surefire, reputable brands are the way to go. Jin, you should definitely do an AR-10 build. They are wonderful. Also, have you considered any large caliber pistol builds? 40, 45, 10 millimeter. If I did, okay. So first of all, I thank you. I need to do an AR-10 build. So you're right. And then second of all, if I was going to do a 40, 45 or 10, it would be a 45. And it would probably be a 1911. I'd build out like my dream 1911 or something. Maybe an FN5 or FN high power. It's not FN, just a high power. I forgot maybe it is FN. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. The good old high powers, you know. I don't know if they come in 45, but if they did, I found this picture of one that I was like, dang, I want to do that. It had like this cool peacock barrel with an Omega 9K on it. I'll post it on my Instagram. I'll repost or whatever, but it is so sick. So yeah, I need to. Kyovu. Hey, will there be an option in the future to have dark mode on your website? I'm a huge fan of dark mode. I didn't even think about that, but that's actually a really good idea. I'm going to look into that. I have no idea how to do that, but I will look into it. Raphael, love this guy. Hey, right back at you, buddy. Not buddy. I hate it when people say that. I appreciate you, dude. Thanks for being here. Aiden, sorry if this has been answered, but is there anything coming up on the Canik MC9? It hasn't been answered yet. And Canik is something that I'm going to look into. It's been requested actually quite a few times now. So I guess that I need to do it. Randy, top 3 states to live in to own guns. That's a great question. Arkansas, Utah, and then Idaho. Yeah. And funny how I didn't say Texas. I guess I could say Texas, but Arkansas is awesome. So I say Arkansas. Jonathan, you should do a video on the ATC Gold trigger versus the Trigger Tech. That's a great idea, actually. I love Trigger Tech so much. But I'm not loyal to a fault. So I am happy to take Trigger Techs out of my guns if I find something better. So that's the thing. So I'm always open to that. I should do a review. Kyuvu. Oh yes, kit page is very worth it. Thanks, man. Thank you. I worked so hard on it. That's a hard username. Yo, I'm your FC from the, I don't know what flag that is. FC? Tell me more. Tell me more, man. I'm glad you're here, though. I'm glad you are here. Amen. I know a bunch of 16-inch. I own a bunch of 16-inch builds. Building my first short barrel now. Long barrel is next, but not sure if I should do an 18 or a 20-inch. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good question. Depends on what you want to do. 20 inches, it will get you out there. So ballistically, you have a really heavy hitters if you use the right ammo with a 20-inch barrel. So, but 18 to 20, not a big difference in like the lug you're going to be carrying around. So, in my opinion, if you're going to go big, you might as well go bigger. You know, get something huge. You might as well make sure that you can reach out there. Kevin, would you truly recommend AGM Neath? Yeah, anything that I recommend on my channel, I really do. I am brutally honest. I try to be, at least. Yes, lots of people send me stuff to review. That's 100% true. But most of the time, it's companies that I actually believe in. So first of all, that's generally the case. And then second of all, if I do a review on it and I share my honest opinion, yes. So I actually have the AGM Neath. They sent me one, and I'm happy to be honest about this. They sent me one because they said, in exchange for this review, we'll send you one. So I used theirs first, and then I sent it back to them, and then they sent me one. And the one that they sent me, the color was off, or there was something wrong with the digital screen. And I just went through their warranty program. They sent me a new one, and this one works great. So hopefully you don't run into that same issue. But overall, I think it's a really cool night hunting solution for a really decent price, honestly. And I was really impressed with how far out I could see eye glow. And it's not like thermal, so it's definitely lesser on the scale, but you get what you pay for. So I think it's a cool option to be able to see in the dark. Randy, how much was your 300 blackout build, and are you willing to sell? I um uh, I don't know if I can part with some of these. I love them so much. My 300 blackout, I mean, you might as well just build it. It'll be better than if you build yours, it'll be better than mine. That's the thing. So I recommend that you just build your own. Mostly because like it's half of it's Palmetto State Armory and the other half is just like random parts. I mean, it was my first gun ever. So I recommend that you just build one out. It would be if you built your own, not more than 3 grand, which sounds like a lot. It'd probably be in the 2 grand range if you built it outright. So, and I just experimented a lot with that thing. So I'd say around 2 grand, but just do it piece by piece over time. 2 grand over time is not that much money, and you'll get something awesome at the end. CRIL second, the Surefire rechargeable. Yeah, 100%. Bo, scenario question. If you need a small, lightweight, suppressed home defense AR, do you go 5.56 or 300 blackout? Considerations. Yeah, that's a great option. I mean, a great question. I personally would choose a 300 blackout, mostly, especially because you're suppressing it. That they're just really great ballistic performance and advantages to using 300 blackout. It's a fat bullet. Whatever it hits, it's going to hurt a lot, especially in a home defense situation within 10, 20 feet. You're going to do some damage and they're not going to leave your home. Also, you retain a lot of your cognitive senses. And I know a lot of people who have been in actual situations would disagree with me on this. They'd say your adrenaline's so high that you're going to do your job no matter what, even if your ears are blown. But personally, as a inexperienced person in general, I've never been in a firefight. I don't know how I'm going to react in that situation. So I need all of my senses. So I'm choosing 300 blackout so I can retain my senses because it's a quiet round and it's still effective, especially suppressed. And that's just how I feel. So there's pros and cons, obviously. Training with 300 blackout's really expensive, and I highly recommend if you're going to use it, train with it and make sure that the weapon platform that you're using it in works. And you have to gas tune them in order for them to run really well. So if it's an all-around gun, like you'd never know if you're going to run outside, like a crap hits the fan gun, then I would go 5.56 all the way. There's just nothing that beats a 5.56 even in a shorter gun. So like even in a 10.5, 5.56 will reach out, hit hard, and you can still suppress it, take the edge off. So, but indoors, inside, I'm going through inter blackout so I can retain my senses. George, what has changed on the 43X? I guess I'll spoil some stuff. Okay. So first of all, EPS carry is what I've been carrying for the last little bit. And I'll hold it up to the light here. EPS carry has been fantastic. Love the EPS carry. You'll notice the trigger here is different. And not that I unrecommend Johnny Glock's trigger, but this is an OEM trigger with Train with Purpose officials shoe on there. And I did not think that changing out the shoe was a big deal or like would change a lot of the way that the gun feels, but it does change the way that it feels, and it feels really good. So I really like Train with Purpose's shoe. If you're looking for a fantastic, very inexpensive compared to Johnny Glock stuff, upgrade for the 43X MOS, Train with Purpose's shoe is fantastic. So I will recommend, you'll see that in the video when I talk about this whole thing here. So those are the two main changes. Other than that, I have upgraded to the version 3 of the katana here. And the katana is by a company called Empire, and they make my favorite magwell for the 43X. So I'm still running the Gen 2 shield mags, and they run flawlessly in this gun. And so I will continue to run them, continue to train with them to make sure that reliability stays. Other than that, this is pretty much the same as what it was before. But that train with purpose trigger and the EPS have both been awesome for me. And the version 3 I actually really like a lot of Empire. So those are some of the changes. I'll go much more in depth when I actually shoot that video. But yes. Let's see, scenario. Everything has hit the fan. You have to choose a do-it-all rifle and handgun. What are you picking out of your current arsenal? Hands down, my Glock 45 is going to be on my side, and it's going to be my not Gucci one. So I'll just say that right now. It's going to be the one with no slide cuts, no fancy this and that. It's just going to be Glock 45. I might suppress it, might have it on my side with a suppressor, but more realistically, it will not have a suppressor on it. It'll just be retained by my tier 1 concealed. So I forgot the name of it. I'm doing a full kit review as well, because you've seen me in multicam a lot, and I'm going to share what I use and why. Anyway, Glock 45, and then it's tough. I mean, I'm either going to grab this gun right here from US Arms Co., this build, because it's just absolutely reliable and insanely good shooter, or it's going to be my ARX light fighter. And because I know that thing is reliable and I know it can hit hard at a distance if I have to. So obviously it's hypothetical situation. Let's just say we went to war or whatever. I want a 16-inch build so I can reach, and ballistically 5.56 is the way to go, and reliability all the way. So this one I know is reliable. My AirX I know is reliable. Plus it has insanely good parts on it. So I'm also going to be in full multicam. I'll have my Faro Concepts full plate carrier build. And on that, I have thermal and a bunch of other fun stuff. So that's probably what I'm going to look like. Just full military dude without being in the military. Bearded, is the Johnny Glock's trigger still your favorite? I purchased a trigger kit myself and have never shot so accurately and comfortably. I totally agree. So I would say that the Johnny Glocks is still my number one top pick. Their shoe, so they're like shoe in combination with what they do, polishing things and everything like that. It's just so smooth. It's so good. So reliable. So I love it. Other than that, Train with Purpose Official, I mean, it's just growing on me. It's such a good shoe. It's so well made. The form to your finger is just awesome. So it's getting up there. And I think I would recommend it along with Johnny Glocks. Like, depending on your budget, whichever one works better for you, you can't go wrong. But yes, I agree with you. They are amazing. EEBK, can you submit your SBR paperwork before you start your build, or do you have, or if you just have a lower? Yeah. Yeah, all you need is a lower, serial number, and don't take a picture of the whole gun, just take a picture of the things that they tell you to, which is the serial number and whatever else. You don't have to send in the whole thing, and don't. I mean, the whole thing is dumb anyway. So, but yeah. And speaking on pistol braces, I mean, the easiest way to comply, in my opinion, is just to reconfigure, especially because I have so many builds. It's really easy for me. I just put an 16-inch upper on my lowers with pistol braces on it. So that's that easy for me. But I am sorry for any of you who don't have that option. Don't post it online. Do what's best for you. Jesse James, any thoughts on the Alias beltless? Once I cut it to size, I really like it. My sidecar holster rock DCC clips, but all my sling holster I run with Alias clips and beltless. Oh, I need to look into that. I haven't heard of Alias clips before. You sound cool though. I'll look into it. LO building 43X MOS because of you. Ooh, enjoy. Send me a picture when it's done. DM it to me. I want to see. Amen. Alaska, Idaho, and Kansas, the original 2A sanctuary states with constitutional carry, and stand your ground. Respect to them for leading the way as the best states to own guns. You know what? Yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Jaden Day, what's good? How you doing, man? Stefan, hello, sir. Love your channel. Thank you. Jesse James. My 43X got an EPS as well. Came from 507K. Johnny Glock's trigger shoe only. TLR himself. Tyrant Magwell looking to upgrade it. Stock mags, many holster variants. Great gun. Heck yeah, dude. Jeremy, what's your preferred holster style? Gun only or sidecar style? I really like appendix. I carry appendix almost all the time. I train with holster on my side, but it's usually open carry because that's the way that my combat setup is set up. So, but if I'm concealed carrying, it is always appendix style. That's not true. Or it's the over the shoulder harness style from Galco. So, which I wore today. So yeah, I love those. Always appendix or over the shoulder. If I'm training, it's on the outside of me. Hello. Have you tried the T-Rex Arms sidecar with your 43X? Yes, I have. And I would say it is good enough. I would almost prefer Works holster over the sidecar from T-Rex Arms. So I would look into both, compare both, and make the better decision for you. But Works makes a great outside the waistband 43X carry option. Yoda. Hey man, thoughts on Franklin Armory binary triggers? I don't have a opinion on them, but yes to binary triggers because America. Jobin, you to goat. Thanks, man. Krishna, I second on the alias clips. Truly recommend. Right on. What made you upgrade your Katana Magwell? I mostly just wanted to try it, and I'm really good friends with the owner of Empire. We're not really good friends. We're just acquaintances, and I found his stuff. Always loved his stuff. So I mostly just wanted to try it. It has a different profile to it. Feels really comfortable, and I feel like it tightens down really well. So I still have my version 2 though on my other handgun, and I love that one too. So, I mean, whichever one you have, it's like can't go wrong. I think they're both great. The version 3 though is better in my opinion. So, yeesh. Bearded, did you get the red or green dot EPS carry? I personally have the green dot, and with having astigmatism, it works much better. I have astigmatism as well, and I do have the green dot as well, and I like it. So yes to all those things. I agree. Jobin just joined. Not sure if this was asked already. Updated info from your connectors contacts on the pistol brace solution. Yeah, so I've talked about you can actually go back and watch some of the things that I said. I'll be posting this video on the channel, so you'll be able to go and see. But with the whole pistol brace thing, I'll just say again, don't post your builds online. Don't share them with other people. Don't message them. Don't take pictures of them. Don't do anything like that. And then do what's best for you. That could be complying. That could be doing something else without incriminating myself. So just do what is best for you. If you're not posting things online, they don't know you have it. So just do whatever's best for you. I don't have any connections to people who are actively working on this. I know what you know, which is basically just following other people on YouTube who are like Armed Scholar, who's a lawyer, who's like breaking down the litigations and stuff. Unfortunately, it's not looking like it's in our favor, but you can continue to just do what's best for you as long as you're not incriminating yourself online, if that makes sense. I have to protect myself in other ways because I posted everything and the feds watch my channel. I'm sure they do. My name is Gunman, so I'm sure that they watch the channel. So just comply in whatever way makes sense to you, or do whatever makes sense to you. Sorry, I need to compress my thoughts more, but yeah. Reading through here. Thoughts on 1911? Love 1911s. This is my first love for handguns. Have always loved the 1911. I'm going to build one out one day when the budget makes sense. Renee, anyone know where I can sell an optic? I don't know if you can use Facebook, but maybe post it and they'll take it down if you can't. Throw it up on Instagram. See if any of your friends will buy it. Rylan, will you switch to an EOTech or something better than your Holosun on your 300 Blackout? If not, how does your Holosun perform? So if I was building it again, I would have used an EOTech. I would have spent a little more and bought an EOTech. That's not to say that the Holosun is bad or like not working properly. It's worked flawlessly for me. I just personally feel like I can't throw it around like I could in EOTech. I mean, EOTechs are indestructible. I feel comfortable chucking that thing around and training hard with it. The Holosun, on the other hand, I feel like if I dropped it, it could potentially break or something like that. I don't know. So it hasn't yet, and I have dropped it, but budget dependent, go with whichever one makes the most sense to you. But I would choose an EOTech, and I will be upgrading it one day. Jeremy, open for a holster review. Would love to get your opinion on some of our stuff. Oh, Jeremy, send me a DM. Happy to look into it. For real. Yeah, send me over a DM or an email. You can find my email on the contact page on my website. Wobbly Brute. If for some reason you had to go back to your P365 build, what would you upgrade and change now? That's a great question. I would remove the threaded barrel and I would add probably an RMR, and then I would add a TLR light, and then I would probably put on a Hogue grip, and then what else would I do? There's a company called, what's the name? They make like this thumb stop for that gun specifically. It's like a place where you can rest your thumb, and it also allows you to attach the TLR7 sub to it. I'll get the name, send me a DM, and I'll get it for you. But I'd probably put one of those on it because just makes shooting it a lot smoother and easier. So yeah, there's a couple of things. I mean, if anything, I'd really not like to go back, but if I had to, then that's what I'd do. Andrew, sorry if this is known info, but what's your background, military, police, etc.? Yeah, no, I talk about it every once in a while, but it's not commonly known or anything like that. But I am nothing, actually. So I don't have any backgrounds in the military or police or LE or anything like that. I am basically just a citizen who thinks this stuff is important and trains really hard to be able to defend innocent life if that's what it came to. So I'm just a prepared person. I feel like I just want to be confident in myself, and it's led me down a road of self-sufficiency. And I've always enjoyed building guns for the last little while. And so training hard and doing these types of things just made a lot of sense to me. So That's what I am. I do train with my brother, who's LE, and with the military guys when I can. So I get a little bit of everything, but I don't have professional background in any of those things. I'm like the mini T-Rex arms guy, but not really, because I'm not comparing myself to them. Bearded Black Arch holster is hands down the best for the Glock 43X. I have purchased the T-Rex Tier 1 and BA, and I can honestly say Black Arch is the best. And yes, I bought them all with my own money. There you go, dude. Yeah, heck yeah. I'm carrying the Black Arch right now. So I agree with you in many ways. I think Tier 1 in some ways has the advantage. But I mean, I still carry the Black Arch. So if that says anything about it. Yep. Rylan top 5 LPVOs. I actually talked about that throughout the live. So you'll be able to, if you watch it again, see that really quickly. Night Force is number 1. Night Force Attacker 1 to 8. Vortex, Vortex Viper, Swamp Fox. I forgot the name of it. So 1 to 10. And then again, Vortex Strike Eagle. And then there's one under that I would recommend by a company called... I'll go grab it really quick. Boom, right here. Valiant. And this one's called the Kronos, I believe it's called. And I was going to make a video on this here pretty soon. There we go. It's focusing now. So yeah, this is in like the very affordable range. And I was surprised that it was that inexpensive for the quality. So yeah, those would be my 5. Jobin, prime lens or zoom lens? Almost always prime lens, 50, 35, 20, mostly the 50. But my 70 to 200 is one of my favorite lenses I own. So Tristan, were you able to go to Utah? Yeah, I was there for like an hour, maybe less. I just walked around for a second, didn't shoot anything, just connected with some of the people in the business. Okay. Oh, also, it's been over an hour and a half. So I'm going to jump off here pretty soon. Got some family to see. But I just want to let you know, I'll answer a couple more questions here. Hopefully I make it through a bit more, but I will be jumping off here pretty soon. Cody, Salvi, do you use optics flashlight on your 43X for that holster? Do you use optics/flashlight on your 43X for that holster? Oh, is he replying to someone? Maybe. I do. I use the TLR7 sub, and I still carry the EPS carry on my 43X, my current build. Krishna, your channel, aside from having a cool build, I think a lot of people like me relate to you being an everyday normal guy that's just into firearms and protecting those around us. Dope to see you grow. I love that, man. I love that I can be relatable. A lot of people haven't served in the military, but still love this stuff, or, don't have background in any of those things. And I am glad that there are people like that. We need more people like that. We need people who are capable of defending this country in a malicious style. And we need people willing to fight tyranny. So that doesn't always mean people in the military. So I agree with you. Carlos, can you one day do an AR-15 assembly tutorial for a build for beginners like me? I actually have a full video building a lower out from beginning to end on my Patreon, and it's a private video so you can only find out on Patreon. It's at the very bottom. I think it was the first video I ever posted there. And it should give you a pretty good idea. At this point, I would probably redo it with better lighting and stuff like that, but it should give you a really good idea of how to do that. For the lower, I don't have an upper one yet, so maybe I'll make those videos at the same time. Unfortunately, I can't post it on YouTube or my channel get taken down. So that has to be behind something like Patreon. Yes, Tactical Dev. Yeah, Tactical Dev. Those are the guys who make the thumb press for the 365. Those are the guys. Yes. All right. Okay, everybody. 2, 3 more, and then I'm jumping. But I appreciate you guys being here. Thoughts on PSA Jackal? JAKL. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one. I'm sorry. I don't have a very good opinion on that, so I'll do 3 more. Oh, these people are just appreciation saying thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here, and the support is so awesome. Keeps me going. Saw on your build for the 43X that you switched from a 365 platform to Glock. What is it that made you switch specifically? I have an OG video on this, but it was pretty much so I was having problems with my 365 at the time. Like, it wasn't locking back when I finished all the rounds, and then sometimes it wasn't like jamming, but it would just do annoying things. And I was like, there's got to be a better gun out there. And so I went to Glock, started shooting Glocks, and I was like, oh, it's perfectly reliable. Like, that's what a gun should feel like. So that kind of like moved me into the Glock category. And then I was like, dang, I can build this thing out to look exactly how I want. And that like kept me there. So it was probably those two things. I was like, dang, it's perfectly reliable, and I can build it out, and it's still reliable. I was like, what? Best of everything. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what brought me over. I'm sure these days, if I built out a SIG, I actually have one, a P320 that I'm going to show on the channel here pretty soon from Empire. Big fan. So yeah, I'll be sharing that with you guys here pretty soon. What would you recommend, Trijicon RMR or Holosun 507C for Glock 19 build? Trijicon, just because I know that they are like just awesome. You know, I have one. They're great. I love them. If you care more about a side battery door, if like you don't want to take the optic off every time you have to change the battery, or if you want more like optic options, I'm not saying that the 507C is worse. But I am saying if you're looking for like a battle ready thing that you know is not going to break, that you know is perfectly reliable, that you know, yeah, you can be really confident in, you just can't go wrong with Trijicon. But if it's like a home carry gun and you're not super worried about those things and you're more partial to convenience, then the 507C is a great option. Very, very good one. All right. One more question here. Let's see what we got. Okay. Oh, I did kind of answer this one. What would you recommend for a home defense round for 5? What would you recommend for home defense round for 5.56? Actually, I talked about that a little bit more. It was a 5.56 versus 300 blackout home defense situation. So watch back to live. You'll be able to see what I said on that. And I guess this is where I will end it. Can we get a 365 build? Maybe one day I will build that gun back out the way that I always imagined it would look. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. For now, thank you so much, guys. I genuinely mean it. This wouldn't keep going the way that it is without your support and help. So continue to train hard. I highly recommend you get out to the range and train as much as you can. Defending innocent life depends on your ability to do so. The biggest ways that you can support the channel, shameless plug, go join the kit page. I've spent a lot of time making that user-friendly and helpful. Channel sponsors, US Arms Co. Use Gunman15 for 15% off of their website. That is what this one is. Ta-da! so you can build out this bad boy too. Other than that, you guys are awesome, and I'm grateful for you. Okay. Thanks, everybody. See you in the next one.